Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be reviewing Damage the King from the first Cars movie in the 2022 mainline. So I haven't been really reviewing that much cars from the 2022 line. I've only reviewed like a couple. Just because I have not gotten that much from this year, and I haven't opened most of the cars that I got from the line. So yeah, we'll just open this one. So this re-release here was the most anticipated re-release of this year. When it was first announced, every single one of us collectors that didn't have this version of the King, was so happy that they're re-releasing Damage the King, that most people like were like pretty happy. Like I was happy when I first found them. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Damage the King. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy to have this one in my collection now, and now I can, I don't know, try to display it or something. But yeah, um, so yeah, I've been waiting to do this review for a while, so let's just get on to it, shall we? So as you can see, we have his artwork from the first movie. This is actually not how he looked like when he was like that, pretty much. Like he had his eyes shut, and obviously he couldn't move. So yeah, and then he has this flat tire, which is not present in the die cast because obviously it would be pretty hard to try to do it without having it not move. So yeah, that was a bit hard. And then we have Disney Pixar Cars, Damage the King, El Rey Dañado. That's pretty much how you say in Spanish. Metal, Mattel, obviously. And then in the back here, as seen in Cars, that's right. Yeah, Marlon Cushers McKay, and this is not supposed to be Bruce Miller. That's Winford, Bradford, Rutherford, Artie. I think that's his name, Artie, right? Yeah, I don't even have this version yet. Yellow Ramon was only in Case J. Brad Wimler, I do have him. Kathy Copper. Oh, sorry about that. Kind of choked a little bit. We have Dexter Hoover with checkered flag, only in Case J, which is a little bit disappointing because I do need one, like an extra one for my collection. But yeah, anyways, let's just open this guy up. Okay. Oh, hey. I actually really like this version though. Alright, so let's set the camera down. There you go. Check it out. So this Damage the King obviously appeared towards the end of the first movie during the Los Angeles International Speedway, when Chick Hicks was getting a little too greedy because he was going to end up in third place and not win the Piston Cup, obviously, because Lightning McQueen was obviously in the lead because he did the insane trick, which usually most NASCAR cars wouldn't do that because that's like impossible to try to drift a NASCAR with on dirt, because they're not meant to do that, but Lightning McQueen was able to pull it off. So McQueen's in the lead, obviously, and then Chick Hicks, well, he was trying to pass the King, and then he ends up slamming into him, and then sends the King just flying into the inner circle, and then the King ends up in a rough situation and ends up resulting in this. But yeah, so let's talk about his previous releases. So he was first released in 2009 in the Racerama series, and he was not only released as a single, he was released in a 2-pack with McQueen in the Racerama line, and also he was re-released in 2010 as a lenticular and re-released in the same pack as McQueen. And then after that, they never re-released him ever again, and that's why he became pretty rare. He went for like $60 on eBay or more, which is insane. I found this guy actually before his re-release for like $30, but I didn't get it out because I already knew that he was gonna get re-released. What was even the point? But yeah, he became pretty rare, and he isn't as rare as like Race Damage Mood Springs, which is in a whole other level. But we'll never know he'll get re-released. But from this, we might get a re-release of Race Damage Mood Springs, or get new releases of damage racers like McQueen or some of the Piston Cup racers, but we may not know yet. But anyways, let's just get on to the review. So as you can see, the King, well, he is smiling. In the original release, he does have the exact same expression, sort of, but he's not smiling. He's more like, I think he's like more sad and stuff, more sad. And then Dinoco, and then he had the dirt, and then all these dents that he ended up suffering. 43. The wheels, on the other hand, the rims, well, they're not silver as like in the Chinese version. In Thailand, like they didn't do a silver. They actually left the gray, which I'm a little bit disappointed with the Thailand version, but you know. And then his contingency sponsors are Piston Cup, Little Torquey Pistons, Gas Sprint, Retread, if I'm right. Let me try to zoom in a little bit, just because this camera isn't as good. Retread, Easy Idle, No Slide. You can barely see those freaking decals. Let me try to pull out my original of the King. Yeah, that looks a little bit more better. No Stop, Moose Springs, and Vitaline. That's because these Thailand decals aren't as good. So, yeah. 43. And also the lighting kind of sucks a bit. I try to improve that. And then he had more dents, more dirt, Dinoco, 43. Like, there's an entire dent, like, up here. Like, yikes. Like, how he suffered that, Jesus. And then same thing on the other side without the gas cap. I don't think this side doesn't have a gas cap. Wait, does it? You can barely tell that this side even has the gas cap on him, which is weird. And then obviously, try to zoom out. Obviously, he has this bent spoiler, which I wish I brought out my original Damage the King, not like an official one, but like a custom I did of a Damage the King when I didn't even have him. I used a lenticular one, and I tried to bend the spoiler, but it didn't work as well. And well, yeah, this looks a little bit more better. But in the movie, it actually shows that the spoiler ended up ripping off. On the card art, it doesn't really show that his spoiler ended up ripping off. It was in the left side where his spoiler ended up ripping off, which Mattel couldn't capture that, which is unfortunate. 43, Dinoco, and then this section right here is part of the body. It is not like a plastic, or I think this one is part of the body, but I think the Thailand version is not part of the body. I'm not exactly sure, but this one is obviously painted, not actually an actual piece. And then in the bottom here, you have the holes so you can hook up on, I don't know, Mater? That's weird. I think they might plan a re-release of Race Tow Truck Tom. I should have pulled him out. And then his date stamp reads R13A, which he was produced in the 13th week of 2022 at the A factory. I don't know. I've been not been really like following these date stamps for some reason. Disney Pixar, Mattel, made in Thailand. So yeah, I really like this Damage the King a lot. Let's compare it to the original one, of course. So obviously the main difference is the expression and the paint, because this paint is more glossy. This one's more of a matte finish, which I do like. Thailand does matte finishes on cars more better than China ever did, because with the rusty cars, they didn't do like the matte finish that well, but at least Thailand did it more better now. But this one, yeah, obviously the wheels are different. I feel like these are more bigger than here. And then 43, and then the gas cap is right there somewhere hidden. 43. And then this version, unfortunately, it had an axle error where the axles weren't put in the correct position, and it ended up ruining my King. And this is my replacement one from my original, and that sucked. When I opened them up, I was like, oh man. And when was this one produced? This was produced in the 26th day of 2018. So this one was produced very early on in the 2018 line. because I did get this version from the from the 2-pack with Chick Hicks. Obviously, this is the Chick Hicks that it came with because I needed a replacement for my Chick Hicks from the original ones that I lost, which was unfortunate. I had two of the kings. For some reason I had like two kings, two of the kings for some reason. I don't know why. But I had non-lenticular and I had a lenticular version. I ended up keeping the lenticular one. I don't know what happened to the other one. But yeah, I really like this re-release of Damage to King. I think it does a more better job than the original ever did. Because the original, it still looks a little bit glossy. It just doesn't look that good in this matte finish. And then obviously you have McQueen trying to pull the king to his last race. Because obviously the king retired afterwards. And then there you go. They're going to cross the finish line, obviously. So just pull out the king. Okay, so McQueen, Chick. And then we have OG, the king, right there. But yeah, but anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Tell me in the comments, is this one of your favorite versions of the king, or which one's your favorite? To me, I think if they would have released the metallic the king without the lenticular version, I think that would have been my favorite version of the king. But I think this one might be my favorite for sure. But just tell me in the comments, what is your favorite version, and is the king one of your favorite characters from the Cars movies? Which mine is, definitely. But anyways, thank you also for watching. See you guys in the next video. Alright, see ya. Bye.